Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. We are taking a look at a Thursday night showdown as West Virginia goes on the road to Blacksburg and faces off against a Virginia Tech team that has had a slow start to the season. I actually really like a pick in this game. We're going to get into it. Before we do, though, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Truly means a lot. We love talking ball with you guys in the comment section. The support you guys have shown has been absolutely awesome. So we really, really do appreciate that. So if you do like the content, consider subscribing, jump in the comment section. Let us know what your picks are for this game. We're trying to find winners together. Let's get into it. I want to start with West Virginia, a team that got off to an 0-2 start, and it looked bad. I mean, they go on the road and lose to Pitt. You can deal with that. Pitt is a very solid team on the road, and then the loss to Kansas. And then you start thinking, is this West Virginia team not nearly as good as we think they are? Well, it turns out Kansas is a pretty good damn football team as they go and beat Houston the next week, are 3-0 and looking to be kind of a bona fide top 25 team. I actually like West Virginia a lot, especially on the offensive side of the ball. JT Daniels, starting with him, I feel like is one of the more underrated quarterbacks, which is crazy to say. He's a five-star recruit, bounced around to a couple different programs. People are kind of writing him off as kind of just an average quarterback. I do think he's an above average quarterback. He can make a lot of throws. In this offense with JT Daniels at the helm is a very explosive offense. They have not lost these football games due to a bad offense or not enough points being on the board. It's a very explosive offense. And JT Daniels is throwing to one of the more impressive breakout wide receivers in the country, Bryce Ford-Wheaton, a guy who is big frame, very physical. He goes up, and there's not many DBs that are going to win those 50-50 balls against this kid. He's been someone that wasn't really on my radar in terms of 2023 NFL draft stuff, certainly putting him on there. A physical guy that's very good after the tackle. There's a lot to like in his game, but you look outside of that for West Virginia. Sam James, I liked a lot. Caden Prather, I'm still waiting for him to break out. Kind of a slow start. Everything I read through summer camp, fall camp, spring practice is this dude is legit. He's going to turn it on. We're still waiting for that, but that's three really, really good options for West Virginia. And JT Daniels is doing a great job getting the ball into those playmakers' hands. Again, we look at the stats that West Virginia has put up. 513 total yards per game, 46 points per game. Passing yards, almost 300. They're also running the ball extremely well. A guy, C.J. Donaldson, who, again, freshman kid, 6'2", 225 pounds, I believe. I think he might be a little bit heavier than that. He's an absolute handler. Like, I like Tony Mathis, and I liked what he can bring to that offense. But, I mean, you found gold with C.J. Donaldson, a guy who gets downhill, runs the ball extremely hard. I really like this West Virginia offense, and the offensive line I don't think it's been that bad. Yeah, it was a little leaky against Pitt, but JT Daniels is doing a really good job getting the ball out quick, getting the ball into those playmakers' hands, and the playmakers are making plays. And the offense hasn't really been a problem. Now, the question mark, especially in this game, is the defense. The defense has not been very good. That's a Pitt offense that's not great. They kind of got ran up a little bit there. They're allowing 33.3 points per game, 327 yards per game, which really isn't that bad. That wouldn't normally translate to 33 points per game, but they've had a couple explosive plays. They haven't been that great in the red zone, leading to more points than you would like if you're a West Virginia Mountaineers fan. Now, the good thing with this Virginia Tech team is I'm not very high on this offense. Virginia Tech fans, I really do like the direction this program is going with Brent Pry. I just don't know if they have the personnel to do what he wants to do. The defense is awesome. I'm really, really happy with what you've seen from the defense. Only 12.3 points allowed per game, only 200 yards allowed. Again, that's not coming from the most hard schedule ever. That being said, I just have some question marks about the offense. Grant Wells flashes. I mean, he same thing at Marshall. He flashes some incredible arm talent at Marshall, but he also just misses these throws. 4 interceptions on the year against two teams that you really shouldn't be throwing any interceptions against. The run game has been average at best, and that kind of shows you how that offense has looked. It's not that great. I think they only put up 27 points against Wofford last week. That's a team that you probably should be hanging 50 on. It's just been choppy, and I get it. It's a new scheme. It's a lot of new faces to replace, especially at that quarterback spot with the OC. It just hasn't come together as quickly as you would like. West Virginia, on the other hand, you look at their personnel. I mean, Dante Stills is an absolute baller in the middle of the defensive line. This defensive line looked phenomenal against Pitt. I mean, I think they had 7 sacks against a very veteran Pitt offensive line. I like the personnel that West Virginia has on defense. I just think you're allowing too many explosive plays. And when you do allow teams in the red zone, we're not keeping them to 3 points. They're letting them get 7. To get to the pick, I like West Virginia in this game inside. The spread is sitting at 2.5. I got it in at 2 exactly. I like it anywhere up to a field goal. I think this game will be close. I don't normally like making a habit of betting against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, one of the best environments in college football. That being said, I just don't think this Virginia Tech is here quite yet. And I think Virginia Tech fans would agree that you're a couple years from kind of competing for the ACC and making some serious noise. You want to see them still be competitive, but Brent Pry's got to get his guys in there, continue recruiting that area that he's so good at recruiting, and kind of instilling the culture that he wants, which is a more defense-oriented team that runs the football. That's what it's going to look like at Virginia Tech. I just don't know if they have the personnel quite yet to really make that a reality. Again, 23.7 points per game when you're playing teams that you should probably be scoring more against isn't great. And that's why I'm leaning West Virginia. It comes down to the quarterbacks. I think JT Daniels is going to be able to move the football. I think they're going to score in the red zone. And I just don't know if Virginia Tech is going to move the ball and be able to keep up with JT Daniels and this really explosive, underrated West Virginia Mountaineer offense. So that'll do it for the take. I really do. I'm very, very excited to see this game again. Blacksburg, that's on my list of places to get to. Electric environment. I hate betting against Virginia Tech when they're at home because of that. That being said, I really do like West Virginia in the spot inside of the field goal. I think West Virginia is pretty clearly the better team. The team that I trust the offense to just score more points than Virginia Tech's offense. I do like Virginia Tech's defense. JT Daniels is going to make sure he needs to keep the ball out of harm's way because the way Virginia Tech's going to score is if they get short fields. Can't let that happen. I like West Virginia in the spot again. Appreciate you guys for checking out the channel. If you do like the content, again, consider subscribing. We really do appreciate that, and we'll talk to y'all later.